What's good? So Canelo versus Kovalev was a fix, huh? Kovalev took a dive in the 11th round, and he was pulling punches throughout that whole fight, not really committing to punches, pitter-patting throughout the fight. And finally, in the 11th round, that was when it was his time to take a dive, to let this fight end. The only man that might have not been in it is Canelo himself, the only man that would believe it in that situation. Now, I don't usually talk about these things. Not that I don't believe in a lot of conspiracy theories, because I do. But when it comes to boxing, I just like to enjoy fights. And I don't usually get involved in talks of fixing and conspiracy theories when it comes to boxing. The one that I do believe is I do think Sonny Liston took a dive in the rematch with Ali. You could say, oh, if you get hit with that right hand, you'd be down too. I would, yeah. But Sonny Liston, I think he took a dive, especially with his involvement with the mob. But this fight, I don't think was a dive. I do think that this fight proves that Kovalev was completely shot, that Kovalev didn't commit to his punches because the smaller guy was walking him down and landing big punches. That's why I could see this fight being a fix. That's why I could understand why people would think this way, because the little guy was walking Kovalev down and Canelo was fighting like he usually does, throwing one or two punches at a time, never really throwing combination punches, jabbing every once in a while, but coming forward and being a good boxer, landing good shots to the body, one of the best body punchers in the boxing hemisphere today. I do think that's why part of the reason why I do think it's legit that Kovalev did go down in the 11th, because he was being systematically broken down by Canelo's big shots, and Canelo's big shots to the body especially. Some of those shots were brutal, man. And as we know, as Andre Ward loves to say, Kovalev does not like it to the body. But no one does. Kovalev was getting hit with some big shots throughout this fight. But that's also why I could see this fight being fixed, because Kovalev's been in there with some big guys and some big punchers as well. And no one has manhandled Kovalev like this. No, not Canelo, not Alvarez. No one has manhandled Kovalev like this. Kovalev has never looked as hesitant to commit with punches like this. When Kovalev would throw something to the body, Canelo would come over with his right hand. When Kovalev would throw his right hand, Canelo would come through with his left hook to the body, and it would hurt Kovalev. Everything Canelo threw hurt Kovalev. So I could understand, like I said, why people could believe that it's fixed, because Kovalev looked terrible. But the conclusion that I will say is that Kovalev was a completely shot fighter. And I will still give all my credit to Canelo for taking this fight and knocking out the bigger guy. But as the bigger guy, Kovalev never imposed his physicality. Even when he would clinch, it would kind of be weak, because I think he came in weak, knowing and believing that he was done. So I do believe this will be his last fight, especially because of the performance he gave, even though he was ahead on a lot of people's scorecards, not on the official one. And he was winning the fight, and I believe. He wasn't winning the fight in the case of the judges, but it was a close fight up to that point. Kovalev looked terrible, and I've never seen Kovalev look this terrible and this hesitant and this kind of fighting afraid, moving around. Kind of fought like Lara, except he actually threw punches, but nothing really was significant. That's why that Max guy in the zone was giving these rounds to Canelo, even though it was hard to give those rounds to Canelo because he wasn't throwing a lot, but he was landing the bigger punches. So again, I don't think it's a fix. If you do, it's okay. I'm not going to argue with that, but let me know if you do. But my conclusion, Kovalev was completely done before the fight, and he knew it. Thanks everybody for watching. Peace.